Ross Hodge spotted him in Memphis at the EYBL, checking out none other than five-star Paul Osaruyi. What does that mean? Is he making one last push for the big guy before 2026?
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, guys? Welcome back in. My name is Mountaineer Paul. I am your host here, and welcome back into Locked On West Virginia Late Night Edition. Thank you so much for being here as we dive back into another one with a little kiss, right? And I'm excited about it. Hopefully you are too. A lot to talk about. We're not going to do a long show tonight. We're just going to cover this and have some fun with it. So hang around and we'll get to it. Thanks for making us your first listen, as I said, and for being a part of the Locked On Podcast Network. We're talking about your team and the Mountaineers every single day. Not alone. As a matter of fact, I've got a good buddy here that always comes in on these late nights with us when we're feeling lonely. Head coach of the Bella Vista Prep basketball team, Jackson Johnson.
How you doing tonight, good buddy?
Doing good. In all seriousness, though, this is quite the story. Ross Hodge spotted in Memphis at the EYBL Youth Tournament, watching a little Paul Osaruyi. Exciting stuff. And I think at the end of the day, you know, the biggest questions are, as we kind of wanted to get to on the show, and that's what we're going to get to on today's show, is the big questions at the, you know, I think for me anyways, when it comes down to Paul Osaruyi especially, this is a guy that is a huge star, obviously. He has what I call violent athleticism and is a dude that when you get really just down to the nitty-gritty, what is he doing here? Because what we're going to talk about is, what are the chances that he's, you know, still, even though he's publicly denied reclassifying and all these different things, like it's been very heavily not doing it. Is Ross Hodge making a last ditch chance here? Or is he just continually recruiting him, which is also probably a logical thing to talk about? Either way, I think it's newsworthy that he continues to do so. And we'll start with the first thing, which is that he was spotted at the EYBL. Jackson, what questions do you have about that?
Yeah, when Coach Hodge was showing up at the EYBL to watch Osaruyi this late in the cycle, what does that tell you about how serious the Mountaineers are about him?
Jackson, coaches do not waste EYBL weekends anymore, especially head coaches, especially with the portal recruiting, the roster management, the NIL meetings, the workouts. All of it is happening simultaneously. So if Ross Hodge is personally there, which he was, watching Paul Osaruyi, that tells me West Virginia absolutely still views him as a priority target, whether that's for 2027 or if he's quietly checking in on reclassification is 100% dead. The interest is very real, and that goes both ways. So I think this is a situation where you look at it and you just have to be honest with yourself. So he's at the EYBL Session II is what it's called, watching one of the most explosive young big men in America. And I know publicly he said he's staying until 2027. But if Hodge is still there in person this late in the cycle, even if there's the slightest chance that West Virginia is making one final push to see if reclassification is coming, you got to try, because this is where I want to kind of get to. You know, I consider this to be grounded speculation, right? I'm not sitting here saying that he's secretly reclassifying or he's, you know, I'm being honest with you guys. This is because he's in person. It seems to me that has to be part of the discussion logically. I mean, maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe it is for 2027 and he's given up. But, you know, my one disclaimer is Paul Osaruyi has publicly indicated multiple times that he plans to remain in 2027. That matters. But what if West Virginia got some more money, or what if they had a new bid? You never know. Like you just never know. So, sources aren't saying anything about it being a done deal and West Virginia's getting him or anything like that. But I do think it's noteworthy that Hodge was there. And so, yes, Hodge is still making this trip. Is he still going to make this trip personally if reclassification is totally dead? That's the question I want to have. How many more times would he have had to see Paul Osaruyi between now and this time next year if reclassification was dead? And does he have to recruit him this very weekend? I was just a question I would have. I mean, it makes sense that he's there, obviously, but, the best of the best were there.
Yeah, and I just wanted to ask about, do you think this trip is strictly about protecting the 2027 relationship, or do you believe the Mountaineers are checking one last time on reclassification possibilities?
That's a great question. It's got to be both. I think, honestly, look at this. Think about it like this. Paul Osaruyi has said he plans to stay in 2027 multiple times. Definitely matters. But Jackson, recruiting staffs always keep the door cracked if there's even a tiny possibility something's going to change, right? So when you look at his physical development, the Bella Vista ties, the relationships with Yusuf Ali, and the NWBU now are already there. Obviously, Ali Adum, Ahmed Al-Sani, and obviously Miles Sadler, all in Morgantown. It would honestly be irresponsible for him not to be at least checking one final time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of where I'm at with it. This is an elite two-way guy.
Oh yeah.
That they don't grow on trees. And Osaruyi is a guy that whenever you look at his game, it's evident really quick that he is elite at what he does, and that's play basketball at a very high level, Jackson.
For sure. And, when you watch Osaruyi physically and athletically, does he even look like a normal 2027 prospect anymore?
He could listen. He's a 5-star guy in either 2026 or 2027. He's by this time next year, he's going to be so much more. He is going to have a lot more development between this year and time this year and next. You can tell he's trying to polish up that jump shot. He's trying to polish up his inside game. As of right now, I would say that he's adequate with his back to the basket. He's got a good face-up game. He can shoot the three as well a little bit. His overall athleticism is just off the charts. He's got a little bit of that Anthony Davis in him where he can just take the ball and take it 94 feet and dunk it on the other end before anybody else really knows what's happening. He's got that to his game and in his bag, right? And so he's not playing around. I think to answer your question more fully, though, that's why the reclassification conversation exists. Your question is like, does he look normal? Dude already looks like a high major college athlete right now. He's explosive vertically. He runs the floor hard. He plays above the rim constantly. And defensively, he moves like a modern switchable front court piece that you would see in the NBA today, right? So you watch him and immediately understand why high major staffs are obsessed with him and why he could have a lottery potential for 2027 or 2028, Jackson. So absolutely, as we check in on some footage here, look at this first dunk. This first dunk will tell you everything about his athleticism. So that's not the film I wanted to get to, though. Here it is. This is the film today of him being in the EYBL today. Ross Hodge watching him. So nice little post jumper.
Boom.
Nice little crossover there. Here he's on the alley-oop, and that's really where we thought he would be good in West Virginia's offense this year. Nice pump fake, nice spin, little right-handed hook, dunk, bop. Obviously, there he is, just a little jab step, left-handed dribble, floater in the middle. Once again, same kind of deal, just guys bouncing off of him. He's 6'10", 6'11". Now he's got a jumper from the elbow. You got the rebound, and you're just going to take it 94 feet. Is that what's happening? Oh, no, he's going to pass it. Like what the hell's going on here?
Oh,
and as you can see, the 3-point shots there. Obviously, that's going to probably be the one thing that needs to improve for him the most. But as you can see here, just so impressive. And as you continue to watch footage on him, it gets more and more obvious that he is just so damn good and the different things he can do under the rim, above the rim. I mean, look at that dunk right there, blocking shots, putbacks like that right there, or just handling the ball on the open floor. And what a dunk in the middle of a game. There he is with a reverse layup in the middle of a game. Here he is taking baseline and jamming it with 2. There he is dribbling at full court with a Euro step, dunk in the middle, like Giannis Antetokounmpo vibes. Definitely.
Oh.
Maybe that's a better comp for him as Giannis. But yeah, he's got some Giannis in his game. Absolutely. So
nice.
You can't really get past the fact that this dude is one of the best players in the high school game and probably has as much upside, if not more upside, than anybody in the class. So to get this would be a generational pool, obviously, in 26 or 27. I would love it to happen in 26, but, at the end of the day, that's the question that we're trying to answer here. So after the break, I'll give you my opinion on what I think is really happening here. And is West Virginia really got a shot to bring him in for 2026? Because I've heard a lot. Be right back. Sticking here with Jackson and Rocket Money. And listen, Jackson is a Rocket man. And if you want to be like Jackson and you want to know where did all my money go, well, you can do that today with Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app. It's going to help you. It's definitely going to help you, right? Because you're not alone if you want to keep track of your subscription spending and bills. They can get overwhelming fast. Rocket Money, that's where it's going to come in because it's going to help you take control of your finances all in one place today, and it tracks your subscriptions in one spot, so it helps cancel the ones you don't need with just a few tap-a-roos. And you can set budgets, get alerts, and stay on top of upcoming bills if that's what you want to do. It also makes everything feel a little more organized, and you can get a clearer picture of what your finances are day to day. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Let's get to rocketmoney.com/locked on today and let Rocket Money help you find and reach your financial goals faster. Let's join rocketmoney.com/on today. That's rocketmoney.com, Jackson, /locked on. In segment 2, I crack open a zero sugar dew, and it is ice cold, and I need the caffeine, to be honest with you. It's a little late.
Ruh-roh.
Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it. So, doggone it. No, I didn't. Drum Wolf reminded me to plug my computer in. Oh, good Lord. I'm telling you, my people know me, man. It's the sleep apnea. I'm telling you guys. All right. So, Jackson, give me your next question. Let's just start there.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a little bit about how important is the Bella Vista pipeline for West Virginia, because you've had Miles Sadler, Ali Odom, Amadou Sina, and now potentially you got Osaruyi being heavily involved too.
It's massive. It's definitely massive. USABL has helped West Virginia establish a real trust inside one of the premier basketball ecosystems in the country. So that's not normal for West Virginia historically. But now suddenly West Virginia is landing those elite talents out of Bella Vista. So, yeah, staying involved with the 5 stars, building those relationships before everybody else fully gets there. That's how national programs are built. And to me, honestly, West Virginia is starting to recruit like one. So that's exciting, Jackson. And you can't really say anything, negative about this. Like, I've tried. I'm trying to think what's bad about it. The only thing that I can think of is something that a guy that's in that world that I talk to, he kind of brings me back down to earth a lot on this upcoming year's team is we are going to rely on probably, one or two too many freshmen, right? At the end of the day, if you consider not just the Bella Vista guys, but also remember Evans Barning Jr. is returning to West Virginia. Is he going to contribute? You could be relying on as many as 3 to 4 freshmen. Is that something you're comfortable with? Because, I do have a question about that. So that's the only negative thing really that you can come up with, in my opinion. As far as for the physical profile, and Paul Osaruyi, by the way, 6'10", extremely long wingspan. He's got the elite vertical explosiveness, a powerful frame, and he's got the high-end mobility that you want. And that's why the reclass talk even exists, because he doesn't move like a developmental project at all. He moves like somebody physically close to college ready. So he's got that violent athleticism, like I said, which he plays above the rim constantly with the lobs, the putbacks, the weak side blocks, the transition dunks. And he is a highlight machine when it comes to that stuff. The elite defensive upside. And I think this is probably a big piece of what Ross Hodge loves about him, because he can switch, he can hedge, he can recover, he can erase shots, he can guard in space. To me, that matters as much as anything else in modern basketball, especially for a Ross Hodge run system. So, yeah, he's got the motor. I mean, when you look at the guys in Bella Vista, they all play pretty hard. And Osaruyi fits that identity well, running the floor, competes defensively, and attacks rebounds pretty aggressively too. He's not passive in any way, shape, or form. The offensive ceiling for him is so high. It's insanely high. I think he's got real potential to be a Kevin Durant type player, but he's got to get it way better first. I mean, on the offensive end, he can't shoot it nowhere near a Durant, but he's certainly got the potential to be. I think that's fair to say. I don't know if he'll ever get there. I mean, they're kind of two totally different kind of players. He plays with more power than Durant did, but they're they're similar size. Durant's a little taller. And they have a similar looking jump shot as well. But yeah, obviously I'm just speaking from a big guy like him, that if he develops that shot, I really believe he could be a similar type player on the perimeter as a Durant, or maybe an Antetokounmpo is a better example. But, still, Antetokounmpo is not known for his jump shot, right? He's known for his running through the middle of the lane and dunking on everybody at 6'10". I think this guy's got that, but he's also got the potential to be a shooting big, like maybe an Anthony Davis would be a little bit more fair of a comparison, or a Joel Embiid, even though Joel's 7'2" or whatever he is. It's similar. He's a big guy that can kind of shoot it, but is so athletic that he can just do whatever he wants on the floor at all times. And as you'll see with some more tape here, that insane athleticism shows through. So, Jackson, what would happen if you tried to guard him in the middle of the lane?
He'll beat my eyes out as well, dude.
Nasty windmills, between the legs dunks. Look, they had him and Saney on the floor at the same time. How unfair is that at the high school level,
Oh, they'll get out the belt and they'll get out the switch and give me a spank is what they do if I was going against both of them.
It'd be Chicken Nugget City for sure for you.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously this is a big news. Hopefully he makes that commitment for 2026. Now, here's where I'm going to give it to you. This is kind of what we're all here for, to try to figure out what I feel about this. And, I think this is the important part. Ask your last question first, Jackson.
Well, I just wanted to ask, for the bigger picture, does this prove that Ross Hodge is recruiting at a completely different national level than what Mountaineer fans are used to seeing?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was proven way before now. That West Virginia, if you want my biggest takeaway here, whether Osaruyi reclassifies or becomes the secondary, that almost becomes secondary. I think the real story is Ross Hodge is hunting elite talent nationally and aggressively. He's leveraging pipelines. He's showing up at the EYBL. He's maintaining those relationships with 5-star guys, 4-star guys, and recruiting with the confidence of somebody who really believes West Virginia belongs in those conversations. To me, that's a major philosophical shift for this program, and it's happening in football and in basketball right now.
Yeah.
It's happening in football and basketball right now. Women's as well. Baseball too. So I can't help but get excited about it. And
everybody's taking turn to open up a can of whoop ass on the Big 12.
So obviously Yusuf's pipeline has been great because he's a great recruiting connector. And the Bella Vista relationships are real. I think that's how we obviously landed Sadler, Diem, and Saney. So that's awesome. Osaruyi is already going to see those 3 guys there. And if they're close at all, which I'm told they are, that matters 100%. That gives you a huge thing that nobody else can have unless they poach our players. And it says a lot about Ross Hodge, like we said, right? I think at the end of the day, Ross Hodge has put himself out there to be denied. It's not easy to do if it happens, but I think for sure that Ross is at least putting his best foot forward, and I'm proud of him for that. So the last question is I'll ask myself is, do I think is Paul Osaruyi reclassifying to 2026, or is he staying in 2027?
Ooh.
I think he's staying in 2027. I would love to see him reclassify. I think it would be a landmark thing for West Virginia. It would be as big or bigger than Sadler. And I also think Ross Hodge is making that quiet push to make sure. Right now, I think they're making sure. I really do. And honestly, the fact West Virginia is even in that conversation tells you how different the program has become, back to your last question there, Jackson. So, yes, absolutely. And it's probably the biggest takeaway, because whether he reclassifies or not almost becomes secondary. Like I said a minute ago, it's going to be that West Virginia believes in itself that to go after these options. It's just such a philosophical shift for the Mountaineers. But I do think he ultimately stays in 27. And I think it has to do with some advice he's gotten or something that he's come to a conclusion on his own. Like, I need to improve. I could be good this year in college basketball, but if I wait another year, I can be great. And maybe it's a financial thing too. Maybe he's not getting the number that he wants for this year, and next year it can skyrocket or whatever, which is a safe bet. If you wait another year.
I know this, like whenever he commits to West Virginia, it's probably going to be for 2027. But I'm going to tell you right now, when he goes up against guys on offense, he's going to turn them into mincemeat, like that little baboon just turning Stimpy into mincemeat when they were trying to get those little chicken faces off the plate.
You're talking about Ren and Stimpy again?
Oh, I love that show.
To the break we go. We'll come out of here and put a bow on this one. Stick around. This is Locked On West Virginia with Jackson Johnson. The Locked On Everyday Club, Jackson, is important, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You got some magic, Mountaineer magic, for $5 a month just by joining Supercast. As Mountaineer Paul has that magic on Locked On West Virginia, where he's got some upcoming magic coming your way as we're 112 days until football season for the Mountaineers, all right there. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a wild ride, and he's also got some more magic coming your way for men's, women's basketball, and college baseball.
The Locked On Everyday Club is $5 a month. We'd appreciate it if you check it out, because it is worth every single penny. It's $5, man. It's not hard to do, and it gives you a bunch of different perks. It gives you ad-free audio anytime you want to listen to the show. You don't have to listen to commercials. You'll just go straight through. You get a members-only Discord where you guys can all talk amongst yourselves about whatever you want Mountaineer related, as well as myself will be there every day. And also exclusive shows for the Everydayer Club. It'll be one of the first times that's ever happened for me, but I will do exclusive shows just for you guys. And it's going to be a situation where I can show all the intel and everything. It'll be fun. So make sure you're checking all that out and more at the Locked On Everydayer Club, LockedOnWestVirginia.supercast.com. Make sure you join your Everydayer Club near you and do it today.
There we go.
Okay, so my final thoughts here on this are, obviously, I think he's going to stay in 2027, and I think that it's going to be really hard for West Virginia to get him next year. The only way it happens, I think, is if West Virginia wins pretty big this year, has a good year, they get a lot of funding, and they're able to keep all these guys, and go get an Osaruyi. That's the only way that I could see it happening, is if all these guys want to stay together here at West Virginia and try to go win one. That would be the coolest thing ever. It would have to play out so perfectly for that to happen, and I would love to see it happen, but you just never know, Jackson.
Oh, for sure, man. And no worries. My West Virginia hat is coming, folks. No worries.
Yeah, Jackson is just a friend of mine. I bring him on a lot. He's not a co-host of this show or anything like that. I mean, I bring him on as an equal, but he's not the co-host of Locked On West Virginia. I know I bring him on a lot, but I record twice a day, remember? So there's always going to be, I need help some days, just and Jackson likes to come on. We like to hang out and just take it easy, talking West Virginia sports. But certainly I think, he does a good job in being there for me, and I try to be there for him when he needs it. We just help each other out.
Oh,
but,
man.
He would wear a West Virginia hat though.
Oh man, because he comes through for me and I come through for him, like especially Thursday night, because that was a fun ride on that college show right there, man. Like on the Alva College show. So
absolutely.
Man,
So
it's like it's always a fun ride and a good time for a long time. And hey, one of these days you'll get to see Only Talk Sports here as a guest, folks.
that's true. I need to bring old Jeffrey on.
Oh
yeah, we parted our hind ends off, didn't we, Jackson?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Oh yeah, and you met him for the second time ever.
That's right.
Well, to my knowledge, anyway. But that's pretty cool, man. Like, because you'll definitely see Only Talk Sports, where he talks sports every single day, or at least tries to come in here as a guest.
Okay, Jackson. So I think that's all I've got on this. I appreciate you guys for being here. Go ahead and make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new around here. Please do that. Hit that subscribe button. It just takes a second of your time to click that button. And if you do, I get to keep my job as well as more, obviously. So that helps out a lot. Drop a comment below. Let me know how you feel about the situation. Does Ross Hodge visiting Osaruyi mean anything to you? Do you think it gives us a chance? You see, seeing there's a chance, and more. Would love to hear from you down below. Would love to debate with you down below about anything that you like or dislike about the show. Would love to hear from you for real, and all that. So, guys, make sure you're checking Jackson out on his 3 channels. Locked On. I always say Locked On because I'm used to saying Locked On. The Voice of College Football Alabama, The Voice of College Football, which is a network, SEC Live, or his own personal show, The Jacksonian. We would appreciate you guys for checking that out and more. And thanks for making us your first listen every day here. We're going to bounce out of here as we go. Jackson, I appreciate you for being here. Do us a favor and take a step out of here.
Oh, thank you for having me on, good buddy. But I will say, I'd love for everybody just roll damn tide. But Mountaineer Paul and friends here in Morgantown, West Virginia, want you to never, ever forget to cue those country roads. Go Mountaineer. 112 days till kickoff for West Virginia.